Okay. Sit down. I need to tell you about a guardianship nobody authorized. A father steals salad from a walled garden. The owner catches him and offers a settlement. Keep the greens, surrender the baby. The kingdom lets that arrangement stand. Years later, the child is an adult woman in a tower with no door, no stairs, and one approved access route: her own hair. The guardian calls that protection. The resident calls it what it is. And the witness everybody forgot to count is finally old enough to testify. Folks, if your safety plan begins with "remove every exit," it is not a safety plan. Let's go. Fairy Tale Flip. Episode 13. Rapunzel, an access rights story. Or, as the file reads, let down the building code. Before the tower, there is a garden, walled, gated, clearly owned by the sorceress next door. Rapunzel's mother, expecting a child, sees rampion growing inside and wants it desperately. Her husband decides the solution is not asking, buying, or planting. He climbs the wall after dark. The property, the garden. On this count, the record is painfully simple. The rampion is not his. The wall is not decorative. And "my wife really wanted salad" is not an easement. He steals one bundle. She eats it. He returns for more, because every person in this folder believes the second visit is where trespass becomes a subscription. This time, the sorceress is waiting. She names the theft correctly. She names the remedy catastrophically. "Take all the rampion you wish," she says, "but the child your wife will bear belongs to me." "Sir, put the leaves down. We have left property law." The father agrees. Under fear, without counsel, on behalf of a person not yet born. No judge, no guardianship petition, no finding that either parent is unfit. Just a frightened man, a stolen vegetable, and one sentence pretending a child is transferable inventory. The consideration, the bargain. Let me save everyone a filing fee. Void. A person is not consideration. Custody does not pass with produce. And the promise extracted under threat does not improve because everybody whispers it. When the baby is born, the sorceress arrives, names her Rapunzel, and takes her. The parents do not resist. The village does not inquire. The kingdom's records contain no lawful transfer because there was none. And Rapunzel grows up believing this arrangement is protection. That matters. Control does not become consent because it started before the controlled person could speak. The missing witness in the original bargain was the only person whose life it governed. She is going to find her voice. First, unfortunately, she has to find a door. When Rapunzel reaches adulthood, the sorceress moves her into a tower deep in the forest. Beautiful room, wide window, excellent light. No door, no stairs, no ladder, no secondary means of egress. The confinement, the tower. To enter, the sorceress stands below and calls, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." Rapunzel fastens her braid to the window hook, lowers it, and the sorceress climbs. The access, the hair. I have read every facilities manual in this kingdom. None of them lists tenant as load-bearing equipment. You think I'm exaggerating? Fine. The inspection unit reconstructed the approved entry procedure at full production value. Condemned immediately. The Guardian controls the command, the climb, the visits, and every way out. Protection with no resident-controlled exit has another name, folks. The file is finally ready to use it. A prince riding through the forest hears singing from the tower. Not a distress call, a voice, clear enough to stop a horse. He finds no entrance. He comes back the next day and watches from behind the trees as the sorceress calls, the hare falls, and she climbs. The notice, the witness. At last, someone outside the arrangement sees how it works. That evening he returns and repeats the call. Rapunzel lowers the braid expecting her guardian and finds a stranger at the window. She is alarmed, correctly. So before he enters, he asks. She says yes. 13 files, folks, and the prince's first heroic act is obtaining consent before climbing into somebody's room. Keep the trumpet modest. They talk. Rapunzel learns that roads exist beyond the forest, markets, inns, front doors. The prince learns that she has never been permitted to leave. He offers to help. She does not say, rescue me. She says, bring silk. Our principal has a construction plan. 1 skein each visit. Small enough to conceal, strong enough to braid. Rapunzel measures the window height with her own hair, knots the silk, tests every rung, and keeps the unfinished ladder beneath the bed. The remedy? The ladder. Not the prince. Not a marriage. A resident-controlled means of egress designed by the resident, delivered in installments by a witness who can follow instructions. This is the best project management in the folder. They agree on the sequence. Finish the ladder, descend in daylight, go directly to the magistrate, put the bargain and the tower on the record. No midnight elopement, no secret wedding. Evidence first. And Rapunzel does one more thing. From the last skein, she saves a length of bright red thread. If she moves me, she says, follow this. Folks, this woman has spent her life in one room and has already built a contingency plan better than 3 kingdoms. The ladder is 1 visit from complete when the sorceress notices silk dust on the sill. Control, unfortunately, also keeps inventory. The sorceress finds the ladder. She does not ask why an adult woman wants a door. She reaches for the shears. Rapunzel's braid falls, not as punishment for vanity, not as transformation, but as destruction of the access system the sorceress created. Then she moves Rapunzel to a cottage beyond the forest and locks the tower behind her. Rapunzel leaves the red thread exactly as planned. The sorceress ties the severed braid to the window hook and calls the prince up. He climbs, sees the decoy, and gets the full villain speech. The original record throws him into thorns and takes his sight. No, different file. He lets go onto the hay cart the inspectors will later describe as the only compliant safety feature within 5 miles. He takes the cut braid as evidence, follows the red thread, finds Rapunzel alive, and asks what she wants next. The magistrate, she says. Not revenge, not permission. Process. The hearing takes 1 afternoon because once somebody asks Rapunzel, the facts are not difficult. She is an adult. She never consented to confinement. No guardianship order exists. Her parents testify to the garden bargain and discover, rather late, that fear is not a custody instrument. The prince authenticates the access practice. The inspectors submit 1 page containing the words "no door" in 48-point type. The sorceress calls it protection. Rapunzel answers, protection from what? And there it is, the honest question the whole arrangement avoided. The order, the exit. The bargain is void. The confinement ends. The tower is condemned until it has stairs, a door, rails, and an occupant who chooses to be there. The cut braid is returned to Rapunzel because it is hers, not an exhibit the court gets to keep. Rapunzel chooses a house in town with 6 windows and 2 doors. The prince visits by the front one. Their future remains their business. And the sorceress? No red-hot shoes, no exile. A lawful order, restitution, and community service installing emergency exits. Start with the tower. So let's review the file. The garden, the bargain, the tower, the hare, the witness, the ladder, the exit. One produce theft, one impossible promise, and years of confinement undone by the person nobody asked. The consequences? The parents repay the rampion at market value and apologize without asking Rapunzel to make them feel better. The tower gets a door. The kingdom creates an actual guardianship registry with hearings, notice, annual review, and, revolutionary, the ward's testimony. The prince is entered as a competent witness, not a reward. And Rapunzel keeps the ladder above her new front door, where every person entering can see what freedom looked like while she was building it. So here's your fairy tale flip moral, folks. You cannot bargain away a person. And if your protection plan gives the protector every key and the protected person no exit, check the label. Next time on Fairy Tale Flip, a miller dies and leaves his youngest son one cat. The cat requests boots, invents a marquee, seasons the palace records with months of rabbits, stages a drowning, coaches an entire county, and acquires a castle by ingestion. The client tells no lies, because the client barely knows the plan. The kingdom verifies nothing, because every reference comes from the cat. Folks, the next professional in this folder has whiskers and a due diligence problem. See you then.